Hello, this is going to be a walkthrough of MaestroAuction Online's peer-to-peer capability. Before we dive into the peer-to-peer function on MaestroAuction Online, let's take a quick look at the various functions of MaestroAuction Online so that we can put the peer-to-peer piece of the puzzle into proper perspective. What you're looking at now is a customized screen of MaestroAuction Online. Each client that uses MaestroAuction Online has the ability to customize a screen specific to their theme, their organization, their sponsors, and any other color scheme or something specific that they would like to have in order to have a website that mimics their particular organization, event, or look and feel. This happens to be one from a YMCA. I'll click on another one, and this one was from an animal shelter. Here's another one, which was from a nonprofit Japanese America Society group. And here's one that utilizes the peer-to-peer. We'll come back to this one in just a moment, but let's take a look at some of the other functionality. So if we look at one of the MaestroAuction Online websites, you'll notice that it falls into several distinct areas. There is a header across the top, which is fully customizable. There are tabs with specific functions below, which are also fully customizable, both in terms of their names as well as the activity that they will create once you click on it. On the left-hand side, this is an area where we look at auction items that perhaps would be for sale. This is an optional area if you don't have the need for auction items, and this area can be turned off. There is the center area, which we call homepage left. It's the middle of the screen, but it's called homepage left. And there's the right side, which we call homepage right. Both homepage left and homepage right can be programmed literally by anyone who is comfortable using a word processor. It does not require any specialized training to create the images and the features on either homepage left or homepage right. In fact, most of the website is pretty easily programmed by anyone with some basic knowledge of word processors. Let's take a look at another website. This one happens to employ video, and you can have multiple videos on the website. You're not limited to one. You can put 2, 3, 4, 5 videos on the screen, and it can be pretty much on the left side, homepage left, or on the right side, homepage right. You'll also notice that you have the ability to have sponsors that can be in the header across the top as a presenting sponsor, and you also can have sponsors on the right-hand side scrolling through to indicate various sponsors that are supporting the event. If you go through and look at the left-hand side, if you're going to use auction items, you can list the items by category, or you can list them by groupings such as silent auction and live auction. And if you click on one of those links, you'll see that we bring up a screen with all the items in there. There are the various items. And if you click down on any of those items, you'll get the full detail of those items where you can add them to a wish list or email to a friend. And if this was actually an online auction, you'd be able to bid as well. So let's go to this one, and we'll go into this item as an example. And you'll see that there is a bid box there. And this allows people to bid on the item directly online. This would be what we call MaestroAuction Online Premier. And we can conduct the online auction. Okay, so again, whatever you want on the screen is pretty much customizable using a word processor. In this case, the client wanted their sponsors to all be visible at the same time. They listed them down the right-hand side. Let's talk specifically now about the peer-to-peer feature. In the peer-to-peer, you have the ability to list all of the donations on the screen using a leaderboard. Up here, you'll notice that they've activated one of these tabs to be a peer-to-peer leaderboard. And as I mentioned before, those tabs can all have different functions. You can turn them on or off, and they can have different functionality. You notice that nowhere in here does it say peer-to-peer, because on these On these events, they're not using peer-to-peer, but on this event, they are using peer-to-peer. So they've activated a tab that would take you to a peer-to-peer leaderboard. If I click on the peer-to-peer leaderboard, it's going to ask me to sign in because it does want to know who the person is that's using the system. So I'll go ahead and sign in, and you'll see a list of all of the peer-to-peer hosts, the page owners of the various peer-to-peer, and the page name that they came up to. Each individual has the ability to create their own individual peer-to-peer page, and they can name it whatever they like. And then once they activate it, a click on their link will take them directly to that individual page. So for example, I'll come down here to Jenna White, her cinnamon spice page. I'll click on that, and you'll see it'll take me into Jenna's individual peer-to-peer page. She currently has $270 raised. Her goal was set at $400. And you can see that it's scrolling a list of the people that have made a donation to Jenna and the amounts of those donations. The whole area in here, her picture and whatever she wants as a message in here and so forth, are all customizable by the individual peer-to-peer host. The organization, the nonprofit organization, controls the messaging down here on the bottom. That's something that's done during the creation of the peer-to-peer activity. And I'll show you how to do that momentarily. But the customizable part for the individual peer-to-peer host is the part up at the top. This can be and whatever message they want. It can also be whatever picture they want. And of course, they set their own goal, and they also can allow you to make a donation, and will list the donations below as these people have. Should I wish to make a donation to Jenna's activity or to a peer-to-peer request, I just click on Donate Now. It'll bring up my donation screen. I would go ahead and fill it out with my name and address and email, that sort of thing. And of course, whatever amount I want to donate, my payment method, and I would go ahead and hit the donate, and it would then go immediately to that particular individual's donation. And again, if I go back out here to home, you'll see, oops, go back over here to home, go backwards here. You have all the other peer-to-peer in the leaderboard available to you. You can show the total amount that was the goal and the total amount of donations so far on this particular peer-to-peer activity. So how do we set up the peer-to-peer activity to begin with? We start by signing in as a supervisor or an administrator. This is the administrator view. The public will never see this view. The public sees this view of the website. Again, customized any way the client would like it to be customized. But the administrators with an administrative password see this area. This is where the work is being done. And so we start by going over to the plus area here. And the plus area, we set up peer-to-peer giving. And so we set up peer-to-peer giving. This allows us to do several things. We can, of course, choose our font. We can indicate the donation type that we'd like. We have a number of different donation types. We can select a message. Again, this is a word processor. You can notice the word processing commands in here. And we just type in as a word processor. We can also cut and paste if we have other materials that we're using for our peer-to-peer campaign. We can cut and paste those materials into here if you'd like, or you can just type it in direct if you'd like as well. You'll notice that you can insert hyperlinks in here if you'd like. And we also use internal hyperlinks over here. So you can, for example, if there's an organization that is having a gala in addition to the peer-to-peer, you may want to use your peer-to-peer activity to also invite people to register to come to the gala. So you could put a hyperlink in for the RSVP and tell your message down here in the bottom, and then say, and if you'd like to register for our gala, click here. And then that you would insert this link to take you to the gala registration. Or in the peer-to-peer messaging up here, you might want to ask people to consider being a sponsor. If they'd like to be a sponsor, again, you can say, please be a sponsor, type it in here somewhere, and then click on the hyperlink for event sponsorship. And when someone clicks on that hyperlink, it'll take them to the event sponsorship area. So again, external hyperlinks to like the client's webpage, internal hyperlinks to functionality within the website. Down at the bottom, this is the peer-to-peer footer, and this footer will show up on everybody's peer-to-peer page. Okay, so the top part shows up on everybody's peer-to-peer. The bottom part shows up on everybody's peer-to-peer page. Those are set up by the client. Once done, then you would hit Save Settings, and you could then preview it if you'd like. So we'll go ahead and save and preview, and this is what the preview looks like. We can also preview it on the mobile page, and it'll show what it would look like on mobile. We have both of those availability for us. Now, when it comes time for an individual to set up their own peer-to-peer, they would log in as that individual. I'm already logged in, so I'm going to go to my account. And then from the individual user, the individual peer-to-peer captain, if you will, from their account, they would come over to my peer-to-peer. And this is where they would establish their own appeal. This is where they're going to ask their own questions. So in here, I've got enable my peer-to-peer page. I've clicked that. Help us get auction items. Click here to help us. And so this takes to the website to get auction items. And also on the mobile page, here's the messaging I want on the mobile page. I can set a goal in here. I can upload an image. Again, it's just a matter of browsing, selecting an image, whatever image you want, and then dropping the image in. This is the image I chose to use here. And then also show your donor contributions on your page. You want to be able to do that as well. You'll enter your custom URL. This is whatever you want to call it. I decided to call it Jay's P2P, but it can be whatever verbiage I would like it to be called. And so this now becomes my page here. And if I just put that on my clipboard, and I'll go up here and I'll paste it in here, and it'll take you to it. And so now this becomes my peer-to-peer page. This is the public page that I'll be able to now send out to my team. How I might use that is I might post it on my social media and say, please help me raise money for my school or my cause. Click here, and when they click, they'll be clicking on this link, and that'll take them directly to this page. If I don't want to do it on social media, I might decide to do it by sending out an email to people and to my list of email friends and family and say, please help me raise money. Click here, and again, that link would take them to my page here. And then those that do want to help out, once they get to this area, would come in and hit donate now, and it would then allow them to put in their information and place a donation. So essentially that's it. That's pretty much peer-to-peer. Once the peer-to-peer is activated and people start making donations, then we'll go ahead and work our way back. This becomes the website which will promote the entire organizational event. And then within the event, we'll have the peer-to-peer piece. And again, the functionality of going in and looking at an individual peer-to-peer page if you'd like. Notice, however, that if you're using peer-to-peer, you're not exclusively required to stay only peer-to-peer on the website. That's one of the nice things about MaestroAuction online is it can have multiple functions going on at the same time. You'll notice that in addition to the peer-to-peer, we also have an opportunity here to sell opportunity tickets for a raffle, and people can buy the raffle tickets right on here with purchase now. And then they also have a silent auction involved, and they can go in and they can look at the silent auction and bid on the silent auction. So MaestroAuction Online gives you various functions, live auction capability with a virtual or hybrid type auction, and broadcast that if you'd like. Silent auction on the website, peer-to-peer functionality, or just promotion of your organization and promotion of sponsors and that sort of thing. Okay, so that's pretty much the overview. If you'd like more information, you can contact us at www.MaestroSoft.com, and we'll be happy to give you an individual demonstration if you'd like.